man. Y'all keep watching this show. Let's go.
You already know. My homie Peter Brown right here, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come Debo. Who? Debo.
Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, pimps and players, and everybody in between. It's your boy Debo Vibes right here. Thank you so much for coming by another episode of the Debo Vibes Sports Dive. Woo! I'm still out of breath, y'all. I'm still out of breath. You are too. I know you are. From last Thursday's unbelievable win against the Buccaneers. Kirk Chains in the building, throwing for a record 509 yards. Wow! The Falcons GOAT, Matt Ryan, was in the building. What a performance, y'all. What a performance. And the great thing about it is that we finally see what our team can do. Now, we got 2 straight divisional wins in the book. One against the Saints, one against the Buccaneers. This week, we have another challenge ahead of us, if you want to call it a challenge, against the Carolina Panthers. Let's see what we can do up in Charlotte against those Cats to get our 3rd straight win. Let's break it down. Ready to break it down for the preview? You ready? Falcon Bear, you ready? Falcon Bear, ready? Falcon Bear, ready? I'm ready. You ready? Let's do it. Let's go! Let's go ahead and break down the Carolina Panthers offense. And to be honest with you, the offense of Carolina has been dreadful. It has been offensive. The first 2 weeks of the season, they were blown out immensely. So the 3rd week, they're bringing the red rifle, Andy Dalton. He comes in, gets the offense going, throws for 306 against the Raiders. They think they got something. Well, the Bears proved they have nothing. The red rifle looked more like a purple pellet gun, throwing for only 136 yards against that Bears defense. Andy Dalton is a veteran. He has been in the league for a while, but he simply could not get things going with his marginal to below average offense. The main thing they have on the offense is Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard is one of the underrated backs in the league. And what's crazy about it is that the Carolina Panthers actually want to replace him with Jonathan Brooks, the rookie out of University of Texas. He's still injured. He has not played yet. And Chuba Hubbard is taking full advantage of his opportunities. He had 2 straight games of 100 yards. Last week against the Bears, he was 3 short of that. He had 97 yards. He has an amazing one-step where he'll have lateral movement 1 second and then boom, up the middle. And that's what it was last week for that 37-yard touchdown he had against the Bears. Now, he's also a great receiver out of the backfield. So with that skill set that Chuba Hubbard has, it's going to be interesting to see how the defense adjusts to that. Ideally, I would like to see rookie inside linebacker J.D. Bertrand kind of follow Chuba Hubbard around, particularly in passing situations. I believe that J.D. Bertrand has the speed and agility to cover Chuba Hubbard out of the backfield. Also, let's keep in mind, guys, that Chuba Hubbard's backup, Miles Sanders, a former starter for the Philadelphia Eagles, is no slouch himself out of the backfield. Now, let's talk about the wide receivers. Deontay Johnson, Jonathan Mingo, and the often injured, I think he's injured right now, rookie Xavier Legette out of University of South Carolina. These receivers leave little to be desired. I thought the receivers that the Falcons played against the Steelers were sub to below average, other than George Pickens, of course. These receivers right here are marginal to below average. However, with all that said, all eyes in the secondary will have to be on Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson, their #1 receiver, he came from the Steelers last year. Great route runner and to set the speed. He has a lot of speed as well. I think this week will be the perfect week for Jimmy Lake to unleash the beast. All-out blitzes. Do things that defense wasn't really able to do because we were facing more superior opponents than the Carolina Panthers. Last week, we had a debut of Ruka Rororo, the defensive lineman. Me personally, I would love to see him on the field with Grady Jarrett at the same time, along with Zach Harrison on the other side. And let's do some stunts. Let's do some all-out blitzes on this offensive line. This offensive line that Andy Dalton has is also average. Andy Dalton got sacked 4 times last week. This week, with us facing an inferior offense, I believe that our defense can go out there and get those multiple sacks that we need, get the multiple turnovers that we need. We haven't had multiple turnovers in one game in the entire season. Let this week be the week. Let the defense go out there and peel their ears back. If there's any week that this Jimmy Lake defense can peel their ears back and get to the quarterback multiple times, it will be this week against those Carolina Panthers, who are far more inferior than the competition that we've seen thus far this year. Let the defense take advantage of Andy Dalton's immobility in the pocket, and also confuse that less than experienced offensive line. The offensive line right now is playing with 3 second stringers. Let's take advantage of that and finally bring the heat to the quarterback with our pass rush. We have had pass rush issues all year. This week will be the week that the pass rush will be in full effect. We will get multiple sacks against Andy Dalton. We will get multiple turnovers. Last week, Kirk Cousins, Zach Robinson, and offense shine. This week, let the Atlanta Falcons defense shine. And the main player on that defense, I believe, is going to shine this week. Based on what he did last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2 words: root or row. Let's go! So going into the Carolina Panthers defense, before I did the video, I did my research. I looked at the game the Panthers had with the Chicago Bears, and I watched the replay through all 22, just to get a different look of how this defense is. Midway through watching it, no lie, I opted to turn it off because I already know what I was seeing, and what I was seeing would have to be one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my whole life. The Carolina Panthers defense, which right now is ranked 28th in the entire league, it was something to see in a bad way. And one of the main things is that their communication. They don't communicate. That's for one. On the touchdown pass that Caleb Williams threw to DJ Moore is being guarded by J.C. Horn. And J.C. Horn was under the impression it was a zone defense, when in actuality it was a cover 0. It's man-to-man all the way around. Well, J.C. Horn found out the hard way because he was covering zone, and there goes DJ Moore crossing the field, catching a wide open pass for a touchdown. Communication, that was the only time I saw that. I saw a couple of times communication-wise. This defense had the worst time communicating, and they made Caleb Williams look like Pat Mahomes back there. Chicago Bears Caleb Williams came into that game against the Panthers with one of the biggest question marks. Is he a bust? Does he know what he's doing? After playing at Panthers, he looked like an all-pro. And it's not just him. So with all that, let's discuss what our offense can do. For one, I would like to see Zach Robinson stick to the run the ball more. We had to get the run established a little bit more. On Sunday, we had the opportunity to do so because the Panthers front seven, I'll be honest, it is not it. It is not it. They have a lot of guys out there I've never heard of. And during my research, a lot of Carolina Panthers media had never heard of these guys either. Like, these guys are literally coming on the field, and media platforms from the Carolina Panthers literally had no idea, literally had no clue who was on the field for the Panthers. So that's bad. That's bad for them. That's good for us. So what I'm saying is this: let's go ahead and get Bijan and Tyler a little more worked into the game plan. In the past couple of games, we had to stick to the pass because of the circumstances. Well, this time, first and foremost, there's no reason for us to lose this game. This game should be won, period. So once again, for Zach Robinson and the offense, this should be a game right here where Zach Robinson, he gets to keep his cards close to the vest. He doesn't have to be so creative like he was last week because of the talent or the lack of talent that the Panthers have. And the Panthers, oh my God, that defense is a walking mash unit. They have Derrick Brown out for a season, Shaq Thompson out for a season, Jesse Jewell, he's questionable, and Jadeveon Clowney, he's questionable. All of them are linebackers with the exception of Derrick Brown. He's a defensive end. The only individual I can see even coming close to being competitive on the defensive side for the Panthers is the cornerback J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn can lock some people up. He had DJ Moore, well, other than that touchdown pass, he is relatively locking DJ Moore up. The other cornerback, Mike Jackson, they got from the Seahawks, he's a very serviceable quarterback, but he also, on the vertical that DJ Moore had did last week, he got did for a touchdown. So I'm not saying it's an off day. I'm not saying that this isn't going to be like a preseason game number 3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But like I said, what I am saying is this: Zach Robinson does not have to go all out in this one. I don't believe. Are you playing an NFL team? Yes, you are playing an NFL team. However, Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, and the offense, they're playing a way more inferior defense than they've seen all year. And to be honest with you, the defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, Ejiro Evero, you better believe he's looking over his back. That man, he got to be more nervous than a turkey on Thanksgiving. He got to be shaking like a crab game. He got to be more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. This man is doing an awful job. And yesterday, let's talk about yesterday, with the firing of Jets head coach, well, now former Jets head coach Robert Saleh, a defensive mind. If I'm the Carolina Panthers, I'm backing the Brinks truck for that dude. Please come here. If not this year, we'll work something out next year. Because this Evero dude is not, this is what Evero is doing. And then we'll move on. The Carolina Panthers defense is ranked number 28, right? Okay, they have given up 165 points in 5 games, a franchise record. Coming into Sunday's game, the Chicago Bears had only scored, their game high scoring was 27 points. That's the most points they scored in one game. At halftime, they had scored 27 points on the Panthers. And last but not least, in the red zone, the Carolina Panthers opponents in the red zone have scored 88% of the time touchdowns. Let me say that again. I'm not saying the opponents are scoring just 88% of the time. No. The opponents are scoring touchdowns in the red zone 88% of the time. This defense right here is horrible. If I'm Zach Robinson, if I'm Raheem Morris, if I'm that entire offensive personnel, when we take off from Hartsfield Jackson to the airport in Charlotte, when we take that bus from the hotel to Bank of America Stadium, on both occasions, if I'm the offensive personnel, I'm salivating. I'm just salivating. I'm drooling on what we're about to do to this defense. Because this defense is horrible. Let's see for the first time at the Atlanta Falcons, because of how putrid this defense is, if we can get a 2-possession win. Let's see if we can get a double-digit win, something that's been very difficult for us this year. However, come Sunday, Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, Kirk Cousins, and the offensive personnel, I do believe they will go out there and continue on the same pace they did last week against the Buccaneers. Not so many theatrics. I don't want to see Kirk Cousins throwing for over 500 yards. That means something horrible has happened. But I do want to see Kirk continue with the rhythm, and more importantly, the running game get established. Let's go!
We have a return. He kicked it 100 miles. Long spiral to the 21-yard line to Dion to the 30. Dion out to the 35. Dancing 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35. Dion 20, 15, 10, 5. Deion Sanders.
All right, y'all, before I let y'all go with the outro, I got a real important message for every single one of y'all. So, as most of you know, but I know some of you don't know, I will say it. You see the pink shirt, right? You see a shirt, tough guys wear pink, is what it says. Take my word for it. I'm a cancer survivor, but more importantly, your boy, I'm a breast cancer survivor. Last year, I had breast cancer. I had chemotherapy, 7 months of chemotherapy, my mastectomy, radiation, all that. I say all that to say this. It's very important for me to spread the word, to tell everybody to get your mammogram. It doesn't matter what gender that you are. You could be a man who had breast cancer. I was one of 3% of men in the world who had breast cancer. Get tested for any kind of cancer: colon cancer, thyroid cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer. Doesn't matter what it is. Cancer does not discriminate. All right? So do your boy solid. Get tested. We all got to be here. Get tested. It can save your life. It saved my life. All right? All right. Week 6, Falcons at the Panthers. Sunday coming up. Bank of America Stadium. 2 things I want out of this game right here, y'all. I want to see the running game amplified. Definitely, Zach Robinson can do that now. We know that he can do his thing with the pass with Kirk Cousins. We saw the great game that he called last week against the Buccaneers. Let's see what he can do with a running game, get that running game going. And last but not least, I'm asking the football guys, I'm asking the rise up guys, let's get this pass rush going, y'all. Come on, Grady. You know what I'm saying? Come on, James Smith-Williams. Come on, Zach Harrison. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah, come on, Judon. We got to get that front 7 going to get into that backfield, sack the quarterback, and some TFLs, some tackle for losses, y'all. Long overdue. But all in all, does start up front. Let's go ahead and get some sacks, let's get some TFLs, and a rush the passer, good pass rush, and some turnovers, and go out there with a win. Sound like a plan to y'all? Sound like a plan to me. Hey, y'all, guess what, man? We will vibe out soon. All right? All right. Hey, man, guess what? I see greatness in you like you see greatness in me. Man, I love y'all, man, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. It's your boy. One on Debo vibes right here, man. As always, y'all, respect, love, peace, get tested for breast cancer, all that good stuff. And as always, y'all, rise up. Yeah.
Debo.
Who else wants some of Debo?